Welcome to the Clarity and Focus session here at Consulting Unleashed. Today, we're going to talk about what if we were to dump me on the street corner somewhere, just with a cell phone, what would I do to go and generate a client, a paying customer, very, very quickly. So starting from scratch, no list, no niche, right, picked, what would I do? So I'm going to walk you through that, going to share my slides and take you through exactly how you can apply, because some of the people I also work with applied the same strategy when they heard it and they got results. In fact, some of my champions jumped into this niche that I'm about to share with you because it was so lucrative. One of our guys did $700,000 worth of sales in this niche. We had another guy in the SEO market who picked up 11 clients, even got a client for $90,000 to do SEO services. So that's just to show, that shows you what happens when you apply some simple tactical things to go out to the market. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my slides. Going to go to my slides. Go to the top of my slides. Okay, so here we go. So I just want to make sure, I'm just going to have a look here in the chat. If you can hear me and you can see me, just type 1. If you can hear me okay and see me okay, just type 1 in the chat. If you can hear and see me, just type 1 in the chat. Awesome. Jay, awesome. Good to have you here. Eric, good to have you here. Monique, thank you. Okay, so you can hear me, you can see me. Awesome. So just making sure that our sound is working, and I want to make sure that you get the most out of what I'm about to share with you as well. So this is being recorded. We're going to be putting this up in the Facebook group, in the Unleashed group. We're going to put it up on the YouTube channel. You will have access to this, so you'll be able to go back and listen to this particular training. So dump me on the street and start from scratch. This is the concept. So before I get into that, these are a few people texting me over the weekend with results. We had Kai here, $24,000 USD, $36,000 in Aussie funny money. So here's an Australian who's working in the American market. We had Josh here who increased his prices by 25% because I told him, hey, what if we incrementally increase your prices? Got 2 lucrative partnerships out of the increasing his prices. So people are actually applying some of the stuff that we're teaching here. If you want to go back to the past episodes, there's a ton of resources, ton of ideas on how to maximize and leverage your agency business. So with that, let's get into this. Starting from scratch, what would I do? What would I do if I was starting from scratch? So number one thing, mindset, right? We've got to think about how we think. We have limiting mindset is so frustrating, right? I believe the gray matter between our 2 ears is probably the most critical thing that is going to address your opportunity for success in anything that you do in life, right? How you perceive things, how you believe in things, your level of clarity, your confidence, your assurance that you can actually do things is a big player in how you think, right? Because it's really weird, for every area where there is failure, I can show you the opposite if we go looking for where the success is. So for every time somebody says, hey, something doesn't work, I can literally find someone who has actually made it work. So for me, I always think about what's possible. I want to fail a lot and I want to fail cheap. I want to fail fast and I want to fail cheap. And the only way that I can fail is by taking action. It is physically impossible for me to actually have a registered failure if I actually didn't do something about it, right? And so I'm a big proponent of do something, right? Be the person or do the thing you need to do to become the person you need to be for yourself. So you need to take action on what you learn. That's why I'm putting the slide up here. Most people don't take action on what they learn. And so what we do is we end up being, I've had this experience and I stopped doing this a long time ago. I became a knowledgeable derelict. That meant I had a mountain of knowledge that I was not using. So it became a dereliction of knowledge, right? I became a knowledgeable derelict. So when I realized that, I turned myself around and went, if I'm going to pick up a new idea, if I'm going to learn something, I need to go and execute it. I need to try and make it happen. I've got to do it straight away and make it happen, right? Win, lose, or fail, I don't care. I want to fail fast and I want to fail cheap, right? Because if I don't, I would never have achieved half the things that I've achieved to this date. So fail fast, fail cheap, but the only way you can fail is by doing something. I remember a guy, and I'm trying to remember, his name's Franklin. He works at a car dealership. He's a very successful car salesman, sells about 5 cars a day. And this is his mantra. I need to fail 25 to 30 times a day. I need to fail 25 to 35 times a day. Sorry, 25 to 30 times. That means I have to speak to 20 to 25 customers per day so that I can sell 5 cars a day, right? I fail every day 25 to 30 times, 20 to 25 times. 20 to 25 times I fail every day. But when I fail 20 to 25 times a day, I make 5 car sales a day. That was his philosophy, right? Interesting philosophy, interesting way to look at failure, right? My mentor, Tom Hopkins, my mentor, my early sales mentor. This is when I met him. He used to tell a story that every time somebody rejected him, he would thank them for the 100, right? Thanks for the Benjamin. Thanks for the 100. And people go, what do you mean? Thank you for the 100. I didn't give you $100, right? He says, no. By you saying no, you've given me $100 because by the time I get to the 10th person, it cost me $1,000 to make a $6,000 commission, right? Cost me $1,000 to go and make a $6,000 to $12,000 commission on selling a house. $1,000. So every time somebody says no to me, I just thank them for the 100. Hey, thanks for the 100, right? And so then the next person he gets to, he makes, he eventually gets the sale, right? Fail fast, fail cheap. Okay. So I was picking up on some reading, and this word came up: action faking. Right? I thought that was really interesting, action faking as a word. So what happens is you take a moment to pause and you realize that nothing's changed. So you might be learning a whole bunch of stuff. You might be getting into self-help and personal development. You might be thinking about fitness and health. You might be thinking about all those things that you do, research, and you're learning, and you're doing all this sort of stuff, and you're feeling great, and you're feeling all positive, and hyped up, and it becomes like a drug, like an addiction, right? But in actual fact, what happens is, and I found myself in this moment where I sat down and thought, I've got all this cool stuff, and I've learned all this cool stuff, but things haven't changed. I'm not doing the things that I think that I'm not at the level where I believe I should be at if I knew all this stuff, right? So nothing's changed. So a guy called MJ DeMarco came up with this concept. I don't know if he's the first guy to talk it up, but I thought it was really cool. MJ DeMarco wrote a book called Unscripted. And in the book Unscripted, he talks about this concept of action faking. And this is what action faking is: doing things that make you think that you're making progress when you're actually not making any progress. Doing things that you think that you're making progress when you're actually not making any progress. This is action faking. And I believe a lot of people action fake, right? They think like they're doing all these things, like let's get all the ducks in a row. Like I'm getting that funnel together, putting the campaign together, getting that email together. And then they never launch the email, they never launch the funnel, and never spend any money. Anybody, like, hand on heart, right? And I'll openly admit this myself. I have built funnels, right? Put copy together, created campaigns, and never launched the funnel, never launched the campaign. Anybody do that? Anybody do that? Anybody do, like, you built the funnel, it's the perfect funnel, you go, I'm going to do this, but you didn't spend any money on advertising. You didn't get nobody saw the funnel. You spent all this time and energy building this thing, but you didn't do anything with it. Anybody been there? I'm putting my hand up because I've done that a lot. Like, oh, here's a new funnel we can do. Let's try this. Let's try this. Thank you for being honest. Sam says I do it consistently. Yeah, stop doing it. If I ever build a funnel, so now if I'm thinking of a funnel or doing something like that, I have to launch it. Like, I literally go to my team and say, listen, team, we're doing this funnel. I'm going to launch this funnel. We're going to go for this funnel. We're going to allocate some money to it. We're going to run some campaign. We're going to make this funnel go, or we get the feedback. We'll never build a funnel we never actually run traffic to, ever again. I will never build a funnel. I'll never design a funnel. I'll never sit down and create a funnel, but I will never run traffic to. Total waste of time, right? I learned how to build funnels, but I didn't learn how to actually make money out of the funnels, right? All right, I wasn't actually taking the action. It's like domains. If I ever buy a domain, I have to stick up a WordPress website for the domain. I have to stick up some AdSense and GDN, attach that to the actual website. But put a 2-minute video explaining my idea for the website. So before I buy the domain, I have to launch a website. So I'm not collecting all these stupid domains and paying lots of money for something that I will never use. There's absolutely still hope for you then, Chris. I'll never ever create a funnel that I'll never run ever again. Yes, Dan, don't do it, right? What's the point, right? You learn how to use the editor. Well, that's pretty awesome, right? But that's not going to put cash in your bank account. Yeah. So this idea of action faking, think about it. Are you action faking, and where are you action faking? Because to me, what I want to know is I want to go and create the energy to the fastest path to revenue in my bank account. If I'm in business, to be in business, I need to acquire a customer, a paying customer who values what I have, what I value. And if I can do that, then I'm doing the right thing. But if I'm not doing that, if I'm not putting my effort, my energy, and my focus, this is why if you're joining Agency Unleashed, and those who are joining me, this is what's going to happen, right? Our focus is to make sure that we're going to walk ourselves into making sure that we are consistently putting cash in our bank account so that we honor the very business that we are in. That's the goal of the Agency Unleashed process, right? We're going to blitz it out there. Everybody's going to be on this journey that's in this program. If you're not in there, jump on in, because this is going to be the best training you ever had in your entire life, right? And if you've been liking the stuff I've been talking about here, think about what happens when we actually apply this stuff. It's going to go crazy, right? So let's get back into this concept of making money out of thin air, right? Standing on the street corner, right? So Dane Maxwell, a friend of mine, those who may not know who Dane Maxwell is, he had a partner, Andy Drish, and they had a company called The Foundation. And I joined that company. Dane became a really close friend, worked very closely with that organization. Incredible entrepreneur. Now he's a musician, writing some amazing music as well. So he sends me a text message, and that text message turned into a $26,000, $495 engagement. 26 grand, $495. That's what that text message was. That's what came from the text message. So I need to explain the context of this thing that you need to go, somebody challenged me to go and make money in an hour, right? So this is what happened. So on a sunny Saturday afternoon, Dave Maxwell sends me a text message, right? And the text message is asking me, hey, can I go and call some businesses and sell $1,000 worth of analytics, a business analysis report or something like that, and get back to him within an hour to tell him what happened? This was the text message you sent me. Say, hey, John, can you go and call a few businesses, go and see if we can sell a report for $1,000 in an hour? Let me know what happened, right? That was the text that I got. So when I got this text, where I was in San Diego at the time. I was about to leave, check out of my hotel that afternoon, drive up to LAX and fly back to Australia. That's what I was doing on this Saturday when I got this text message, right? So my first response was, in my head, right? My first response was no way, man, it's Saturday. I'm about to leave San Diego, fly back to Australia, and, I hate cold calling. That's what I said. That's what a text message said, mate, I hate cold calling, right? But my real response, right, in my head was, what the hell, dude? Why do you want this, right? That was my real response. So that was, by the way, this was me being polite, right? This is me being polite. I had a few other words that I chose not to share. So I'm sitting there thinking, why would I do this, right? So then I thought, great. And I thought about it for a minute, and I thought, you know what? I texted back and said, hey, I'll block out an hour for calls between 2 and 3 p.m. today. I'll let you know what happens, right? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and sell an analysis, a report, and I want to sell it for $1,000. I want to sell it for $1,000, and I'm going to sell it to somebody who doesn't know me, right? And who I don't know much about the business, right? But I'm just going to go cold, right? So this is what I did in this process. So I want you to understand the method, because, by the way, what I'm about to share with you, I've shared with others, and others have taken this exact step by step, even went into this niche and made hundreds of thousands of dollars. In fact, one person made millions of dollars out of what I'm about to teach you, right? Literally poured. I'm not sugarcoating this. I'm not leaving anything out in this process. I'm literally handing it to you on a silver platter. So understand that people have actually taken this concept and made a lot of money very, very quickly. A lot of money very quickly, doing exactly what I'm about to share with you, right? So when I was in the hotel, there was these two magazines. There was San Diego Secret Spots, and then there was Where in San Diego. It was all restaurants and stuff like that. These were glossy magazines. I was staying, I'm trying to remember what hotel I was in. I think it was in the Hyatt or something like that. I was staying in a hotel, glossy magazines, and I'm flicking through. This was sitting beside me at the desk. I was flicking through the magazines, and I noticed these full-page ads in both magazines for jewelry businesses. High-end jewelry businesses, a full-page advertising, and it always was a beautiful piece of a jewelry piece on the ad. So picture that, typical ad. The name of the jewelers, award-winning jewelers, location, San Diego's lucrative exclusive suburbs, right? And I was thinking, I'm in San Diego, right? And so San Diego has the southern part of California. There's a lot of wealth in that corner of California. I mean, there is a ton of wealth in there. There's a lot of very, very rich people that live in that corner. And all of a sudden, when I started to look, there were a lot of high-end type businesses. There were guys who were selling jet skis and leisure craft and sports cars and custom design things. There was a whole bunch of money in that corner of the world, right? Luxury, lots of cash. And I thought, by the way, when I looked at this, I didn't pick a niche. I hadn't had a niche picked, but I looked at these pages and I kept on seeing more than one of these jewelry designers. So obviously San Diego Secrets and Where is San Diego obviously sold to jewelers in the area, where they could buy, where they could promote their wares, knowing that lots of wealthy people come and stay in nice places, right? So I looked at these, and so then I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a bit of a search on custom jewelry. I chose custom jewelry as the niche. So remember, I've got to think, who am I going to serve, or what market am I going to go after? Or custom jewelry, I did a little bit of Googling and found out that a ring, an engagement ring, $8,000 to $30,000. And then I found out that De Beers, back in the 1920s, created the best ever marketing campaign in the history of the universe. The campaign was, "Diamonds are a girl's best friend." That campaign, even today, resonates. De Beers crafted that campaign. And De Beers told men that you have to spend 2 months' salary to show how much you love and appreciate your betrothed. 2 months of your salary. That's how much you should be spending on an engagement ring, right? That's what you should be spending. So they put in the minds, they put best marketing on the planet. Best marketing on the planet. Because back in the 1910s, we did not do engagement rings. We didn't hand them out. We didn't get engaged back in the 1910s. We asked people. There was no handing of rings. There was no gift, right? We asked people and said, "Hey, would you like to marry?" Yeah, well, let's get married. And they used to get married, and then they just buy a plain old wedding ring back in the day. Engagement rings didn't exist in the 1910s, right? But they did in the 1920s, and so on and so forth. And then Marilyn Monroe came along, and they made a whole movie about it. And in fact, De Beers sponsored that movie, right, back in the day, back in the 50s. And she sang that song, "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend." And that was it, right? The industry was born. Massive marketing, okay? So what I look for custom jewelry in San Diego. I look for fine custom jewelry designs in San Diego, California, and I went into Yelp. So I went to the directory listings and I found, places that I was looking for independent jewelers, not franchise jewelers. If I was going to go to a franchise store, I wouldn't be able to sell anything because they wouldn't be able to make a decision without the master franchise being involved in the decision. So I had to go to an independent jeweler and I had to find an owner. Now remember, this is Saturday afternoon. It was highly unlikely that an owner was going to be in their shop. In most cases, they would have managers, and this is what happened, right? So I started doing a little bit of homework on how much people spend on diamond rings. And then I did a little bit of quick research and found out how do people choose a diamond ring, right? It talks about, the facets, the quality of the settings, the stone, then the design, then there's the designer, the fact that if you have famous jewelry designers, I started looking at guys like Harry Winston, and looking at Piaget and those sorts of people, where people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on one piece of jewelry, right? So very quickly I realized there's a lot of money in this game. Right. And so then I quickly Googled how do people buy, right? So what do? They make a call, they book a time with a consultant, with a designer, and the designer will sit down with a CAD drawing and with a hand first, hand draw a design, right, as per the person's request, and then make the drawing on a computer, and then look at helping them to select a stone, and then look at helping them select the set. And generally the process would take about 3 hours. 3 to 6 hours to put a quote together for a design for a custom piece of jewelry. Sometimes maybe even longer, right? So the person would sit down and they would leave the store, and the person would put that design together, get a quote for them, send them the quote, and then pray and hope that they will say yes to the purchase. This is how people purchase an engagement ring, right? I got all of that searching from Google, right? And then I looked at best marketing strategies for jewelry businesses. I started Googling all that sort of stuff. Remember, I knew nothing about this niche before I went to this niche. I was sitting in a hotel room and somebody said, "I need to go make $1,000 in an hour." That's what was given to me, right? So what I do, I just want to break this down so I just show you why I did this. So what I do, I went to a magazine. What's in a magazine? People advertise. If I'm going to sell something from a marketing point of view, I want to sell something to somebody who's already spending money on marketing. So if you're spending money on ads on Google, you're spending money on ads on Yelp, and you're spending money on ads in magazines, you value marketing. Jewelry businesses, custom design jewelry businesses value marketing, right? By the way, there are thousands and thousands of these companies all over the US. In fact, there's a jewelry show in Las Vegas that happens every year, where 23,000 jewelers and designers go into Las Vegas to look at all the latest ideas and strategies and tactics and software and machines for jewelry manufacturing, right? Huge, huge business, lots of money. There are a lot of aggregators out there that are taking over this industry. So I realized that, hey, we've got a market, right? So I need to find a problem, right? And so I wanted to target high-end jewelry stores, right? I wanted to offer custom design jewelry and manufactured jewelry in San Diego, La Jolla, and Del Mar. So I looked at stores in La Jolla, in San Diego, and Del Mar. La Jolla is a beach suburb of northern San Diego, very expensive, lots of very, very rich people. Some of the richest people on the planet live in La Jolla, right? Del Mar, that coastline is very beautiful. Torrey Pines, the beautiful golf course, the PGA golf course, lots of money, lots of beachfront property, you know, $8, $10, $20 million just to have a little shack on the beach, right? Lots of cash, lots of jewelry designers in those areas, right? So I need to find high end. I was looking at high end, right? Next, the average sale was $8,000 to $30,000 plus on an engagement ring. $8,000 to $30,000 was an average sale. Now, when I spoke to some of these jewelers, one of these jewelers said that they had a commission for a piece from a local family for a couple $100,000 for a brooch, a couple $100,000 for a pin brooch, $200,000, right? One, markup 600% on cost or more, 600% on cost. So profit margin, huge. Huge, 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 because perception of value, right? Harry Winston, when he designs a necklace for you, it's going to be in the hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars for the necklace, right? So there's money in this game. There's a lot of money in this game. And there's a lot of ego in this game as well. One thing I did find out is they love winning awards, and they love having their jewels shown on celebrities, and they love having their jewels show up on television with somebody who says, hey, I'm wearing Harry Winston, I'm wearing Piaget, I'm wearing, you know, Cartier, or whatever, right? So they love ego. They're big egomaniacs because, you know, designers, right? They love to note the fact that they're really good at what they do, right? So I knew this was a hot market, yeah? So I need to speak to the owner of the store. I can't work with a manager. I can't work with a salesperson. I need an owner. So I need to speak to the owner. That was my goal, right? I need to give a valid reason for my call, to call them and engage them. I need to give them a reason as to why I'm doing this. So I've got it. So I'm sitting there thinking about this reason. So this is the reason, right? I want to help high-end jewelers outsmart competitors and attract custom jewelry design customers at $8,000 to $30,000. That was my opening line. Listen, I'm talking to a whole bunch of jewelers in the area. I'm speaking, and I'm letting them know who I spoke to. I'm speaking to ABC, XYZ, TGF, right? These I'm speaking to, but I'm looking for somebody who wants to outsmart the competition, right? Attract custom jewelry design customers, $8,000 to $30,000 on a consistent basis. Are you interested in having a chat about that? That was my pitch, right? So this is what I went out to. Now, this sheet here was actually a photograph of my call sheet. In fact, I should have picked out some of the names of the people I spoke to. But I made 17 dials, spoke to 4 managers, and spoke to one owner, and I made 1 sale. Now, I want to just preface this. I got lucky. I did get lucky. I didn't expect, I wanted to make a sale, but if I didn't make a sale, I would have gone, hey, this is what I did, right? This is what happened. And maybe I would have opened the door to making sales after that 1 hour of attempt. But I got lucky and I made a sale, and it turned into a great sale, right? So this is what I did, right? Some questions that I was asking to find out what the problem was in the market. So I was asking things like, hey, tell me about what's going on in the business, right? What do you like about this industry, right? Or what don't you like about this business? Where do custom jewelry customers essentially come from? You know, I found they get a lot of word of mouth, they get a lot of vanity, they do get customers from their advertising, right? How many quotes or custom jewelry jobs do you do roughly per week? You know, some places we're doing, you know, 10 to 15, some places we're doing 2 or 3, right, per week, right? But remember, average sale, $10,000 up to $30,000 plus, right? So, you know, when somebody says I'm doing 2 or 3 quotes, right, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of revenue, cash opportunity revenue happening every single month. And in some cases, it's millions of dollars worth of revenue every month. Some cases, it was millions of dollars worth of revenue every month, right? So So here's the thing. So how many quotes they get, how many people go ahead? Like if 10 people come in, how many people actually buy the quote? And they would say things like, yeah, they would go to other designers and they would price it against other designers and they would look for other designs. So yeah, we would probably close, 1 in 10, 2 in 10, right, would be an average. Some stores, one person said that they close at least 40%. They're pretty certain that that's what they close. A couple of stores had no idea. I don't know. We do make sales, but I don't know how we close them, right? So where do they advertise? How much does it cost per month, right? I'm asking those sorts of questions. I noticed you advertise in a magazine. What does that cost? Now, I know what it costs to advertise in those magazines because I hopped online to the magazine editor and they have a rate card, and I found out that it costs $12,000 for a half-page ad, and you had to buy four issues. 4 issues you had to buy. So that was $48,000 for a half-page ad over 4 issues, right? A full-page ad was $25,000. Full-page ad was 25 grand, right? So, but that you would have to take out a series, so you buy block issues, right? So lots of money, right? AdWords, how much you spend? Oh, we spend 10 grand, 5 grand, 7 grand. I knew what was happening was I was discovering that they were spending a ton of money on AdWords, right? So, do you measure, test, monitor results from your campaigns? No. Not a single person I spoke to knew what the results were they got from their campaign. Never tracked it, never looked at conversions. They would say things like, we know what's working, but we're just not sure what's working, right? And we're kind of scared to pull our marketing back. We're kind of afraid to pull our marketing back, right? So we don't want to cancel any marketing because it's working, it's great, we're going to lose out, right? So we just keep spending money, right? So do you send out offers, invitations to existing customers? How often do you do that? Most of them, no. Some of them, yeah, we do, but they couldn't really give me any indication as to how that actually worked for them, right? So here's the thing. Do you measure all your marketing activity? No, not a single one of them measure any of their marketing activity. I thought that was really interesting, right? So here's the problem, right? When I finally got to speak to an owner, this is what came up, right? One particular owner, when I finally got an owner on the phone, and let me tell you, it was really easy to find the owner. Are you the owner? I the phone and say, hey, are you the owner? They go, no, that's Tom. Is Tom around? No, he's not around. Who's the manager, right? And the reason why I want to ask the manager is because I just want to ask a couple of these questions to get a little bit more of an understanding of what's going on. And I'd say, look, I'm just talking to custom jewelry designers. I've spoken to ABC and a few other people that I'm reaching out to. I'm just looking at the fact that I'm trying to look at a way where a store like yours can engage and attract those types of customers at 30,000 plus are looking for custom jewelry. So, if you can help me out here, if I can ask a few questions, if you've got a bit of time, I understand if you can't, and I'll move on. Most people were pretty gracious. It was actually pretty easy to do. So, I found Peter, and this is what Peter said to me. They invest 20 to 30 grand per month in marketing. Google ads, magazine ads, directory ads, reputation and rating campaign, direct mail. They were using yellow pages, right? So their budget was $240,000 to $360,000 per annum on marketing. When I gave him that figure, he said, oh, I'm spending roughly this. But I said, so you're spending $250,000 or over $250,000 on your marketing. And he went, holy shit, that's a lot of money, right? He didn't realize he was spending that amount of money on marketing, right? But when you started adding things up, that's what it added up to in his store. So next problem, he used 3 different marketing service providers and didn't know what they were doing for him. And he's scared to ask because every time that he did ask, they would bamboozle him with tech stuff, right? Anytime he asked them to say, hey, can you explain how this works? Or, I want to look at the rationalization of the ROI, what sort of results? They would start bamboozling him with tech talk and he would go, I'm giving up. It must be working because we're making sales. But that was the attitude of Peter, right? Now, here's the thing. Doesn't know what's working and what's not working with his marketing. Didn't know. So he was afraid to make any changes to his marketing. He thought, well, if I pull something out and that was the best thing, then I could be, hurting my business, right? But flying blind was worse, right? And it's amazing how many people, by the way, a whole bunch of other people fit this category, right? So they kept leaving the website, but they never followed up. They captured emails. I said, how many emails do you get? So I don't know. So we don't get too many. Right? What are they giving you an email for? Oh, we give them a design booklet like for rings and stuff. So they download the design booklet. Our website designer put this thing on, and we get a few emails. Do you ever follow them up? No, never follow them up. So people are downloading books on how to buy custom jewelry, but they don't have a sequence or anything to follow those people up. Pipping, right? Idea, right? Poor follow-up on quotes. So how are you going with your quotes? Do you know, what happens in your process, in your case, Peter? Well, you know, they come in, we sit down, we walk them through the process. Our designers are world-class, award-winning designers. We've been in this business for 30 years, or actually more than that. I think it was like 50 years. We've got some amazing people, amazing awards, and they go through, it takes about 6 hours to go through that whole process. We spend an hour with the customer, and from there we go away and put all that stuff together, and we send a quote, and then they buy. And so I asked them what, so they all just buy. Say, oh no, they all buy. It says, so where do you keep all the quotes? And he says, well, they're actually back here, back at the service. They're in the service part down the back of the store, behind the store here. And what, the quotes that you sent to people in email or physically? He said, no, we post the quote. Okay, you post it to me. You don't email them the quote. No, you post it to them. Yeah, because, you know, we put it in our folder. And can I have a look? Can you show me? Right? Can you, like, because I was actually sitting on Zoom at the time when I was doing these calls. Right? It was actually Skype video. Can you show me? Can you just point out and show me? Yeah. Right? Okay. So all of a sudden he's painting a picture of what we do, right? You know, this is what we do. So he's actually, what he ended up doing is he actually took a photo and texted it to me, right? Took a photo and texted it to me, right? So I'm seeing this thing and I'm looking at it. It's a nice folder. That's all it is, folder with a bunch of paper in the middle. So you send that out. Great. What happens then? Nothing. We wait for them to come back. You follow it up? No, we don't follow it up. So what happens? Like that, what happens to these people? They just go away, or they forget the job. He says, well, you know, obviously people get busy, and, you know, if they really want the ring, they're going to come to us. Crazy, right? No follow-up on quotes, right? Point of sale is his database. Our customers live in our database. Can you use the information on the database? No, we can't in the point of sale. Well, we could, but, you know, we would have to extract that. Do you know how to extract it? No. Does anybody know how to extract it? I'm sure we could figure it out, but no. Right? Then it goes into, we still have our contact on a Rolodex. For some people here, you may not even know what a Rolodex is. Rolodex, look it up on Google, is just like a Filofax thing with rolled cards on the thing. That was his thing, right? So I just wanted, before I go on, any questions about what I've just shared with you, just type it in chat. Any questions with what I've just shared with you, just type it in chat. Any questions so far? Picking the niche, they already spent money. Think about it. I didn't have this niche in mind. They already spent money. That's how I chose it. A little bit of Google search. I found very quickly that I was spending cash. Any questions so far on what I'm sharing? I'll give you a moment. No questions. We're all good. Just type 1 if you can still see or hear me in the presentation. Okay, we're still here. Nobody's got any questions? Can you see the madness? I actually called them from Google. I got the listings from Yelp and Google. We're all good. David Adil, you've got a question? Yes or no? We're good? All right, let's keep going. So this is what happened next, okay? So feels like he's missing out on a lot of opportunities, right? After my little conversation with him, this was my ultimate pitch, right? Based on what I've shared with you so far, right? If I could show you how to attract, engage, and convert qualified 12K to 40K custom jewelry design customers to your business, automate the process, and implement a system that pays for itself and adds significant profit to your business, would that be useful to you? That was my question. I had to actually ask him that question twice, right? Based on what you just shared with me, if I could show you how to attract, engage, convert a qualified 12K to 40K custom jewelry design customer to your business, automate the process, implement a system that pays for itself and adds significant profit to your business, would that be useful to you? Not a lot of people would say no to that question. Yes, it would be. Yes, it would be useful, right? So somebody just asked a question here. So let's just go. I like what you say. I'm trying to follow. Okay, so next, what you measure, you can manage, right? What you don't measure, you can't manage and you don't know. Remember, what Peter told me was, we don't measure any, I don't know what's working, I don't know what is working, right? You're spending $24,000, $30,000 a month on marketing and you have no idea what's working, what's not working. Do you think it'd be really cool if we could actually find out what is and what isn't working? Would it be worth doing that? The answer is going to be yes, right? So imagine if we put together, somebody's just chit-chatting me. No? Okay, cool. All right. So imagine if we could put together, right, an understandable, no jargon report on all the measurable aspects of his marketing to see how it's working and recommendations to improve it, right? No jargon, just the facts, right? AdWords report, Facebook report, right? Google Analytics report. Let's go into Google Analytics, see what's going on, right? SEO and website review. Let's see what's working, what's not working, what's broken, what should be fixed, and what should be changed from a conversion point of view, right? Report on recommendations, $1,700. So I said for $1,700, I'm going to go and do an AdWords report, a Facebook report, Google Analytics report, SEO and website review. I'm going to see what is and isn't working. I'm going to give you the facts. I'm going to show you exactly. Your investment in that report is going to be $1,700. Now, guarantee, if you're not happy with the report, I'll give you your money back. So here's how we're going to make sure that your money's protected. We're going to do this on a PayPal thing. Money's going to sit there and take a screenshot of my PayPal, give you that screenshot. You can do a refund anytime you like. So your money is protected if you use PayPal. So I'm going to make it easy for you so your money is protected. It will sit there and I will not take the money out until I deliver the report. Until I deliver the report. Are you interested? Would you go ahead with that? He said, yes, that's fine. Right, I'll do this. So after our chit chat, he said, yeah, I'll take the $1,700 report. Now, I did not do the report. Remember, I'm in San Diego, about to hop on a plane to the US. I was on the phone. He bought the thing, and then I started asking a whole bunch of questions whilst I was driving on speakerphone and working with my team to get this out, to get this information. I hired people. I had somebody hired on Fiverr and on Upwork to do the reporting. I did not do the report because I was going to be on a flight for 15 hours back to Australia. And so when I landed, that report was finished. And then I hopped on the phone back again with Peter 2 days later, my time, 1 day later, his time, right? It was like the day I was in the future. When you fly back the other way, you go back to the future. Today, if you're in America, right now, it is 1 day in the future where I am. And I can tell you that the weather tomorrow is going to be absolutely stunning, right? So $1,700 to do that report, right? And at the end of that, he's going to know the figures, know the stats, knows exactly what's going on, right, in his business. What is working, what isn't working, going to see the ads, going to go through that whole process, right? So we literally set this up, right, on the spot, okay? So solution to quick results campaign, right? This is a solution, right? AdWords strategy, targeting custom jewelry design. So the AdWords strategy was only targeting custom jewelry design in their location. Landing page with sales copy, call to action for an appointment for consultation. No traffic to the website, traffic to a landing page that would go into an appointment booking service, right? Set up a responsive AdWords copy and run some test campaigns, right? Minimum 3 months to measure the results, right? Because this guy was feeling like he was being taken for a ride. Minimum 3 months to measure the results. Send a simple results tracking report, monitor the campaign, maximize conversion once a week with a phone call to go through the results and measure up against what's happening to the inquiries in the store. So we were making sure, we're going to make sure that he was going to get the results. This was the solution, right? So the investment, $3,800 or $3,795 for the campaign setup, right? $2 grand for campaign management, minimum $5,000 per month ad spend is what I needed, right? That's what that was my offer, right, from the report, okay? So, return on investment, $1,700 for the report, $3,795 for the ad campaign setup, $6,000 for campaign management over 3 months, $15,000 ad spend over 3 months, total of $26,000, $495 multiplied by 3 months is $8,831 a month is what I was charging him for the service, right? So, based on his average sale of 12 to 40 grand, he needed to close 1 to 3 customers per month to break even. One customer, in most cases, would have broken even on this. We worked out that all he really do is had to close one custom design deal, and it will cover the cost of the campaign. So remember, here he says before we couldn't measure what we did. Here I'm saying, hey, this is what's going to cost you to actually do this. You give me one customer, and I'm going to give you more back, right, to break even. So he saw the numbers. We could track it. We could show him. We could actually see what's going on, right? Our targeted, tested and monitored campaign, the $5,000 ad spend, we got an amazing ROI. In fact, we used a third-party resource partner to do the ad campaign. They were closing on, I think, on that $5,000 a month, so we're costing $7 grand a month. So $8 grand a month. Their first month, they made 80 grand. The second month, they did about 150 grand. And then the third month, they did 200,000 plus in sales that we could directly attribute to the actual campaign. So Somebody's asking a question here. How did you get access to identify partners that have expertise? I knew people who could do the job. I knew people who could do the job. Yeah, you can do the attribution done with high level. Absolutely. We didn't do that. We used the third-party software to do that. We tracked using third-party software. So we could track the appointments, we could track the name, we could track to a sale. So we didn't have back then. We didn't have high level. We used third-party applications to do all this. Now with high level, you can do everything, right? So yes, absolutely, yeah. So by the way, I didn't run the campaign. We gave this to a resource partner that ran the campaign. I didn't do the reports. We gave this to somebody else. They got all the reports. In fact, the reports cost me $100. Right. So this is what I did. Right. This is a question I asked Peter. I said, when would be a good time to implement that strategy? When would be a good time to implement that strategy? And he went, right now. So what do you think we should go to from here? I think, John, we need to get started. Right. He literally walked himself into the opportunity based on what I just shared. Right. So my breakdown, my costs for the report was $100. AdWords setup and management for me, my cost was $500 per month, the cost of management, right? My profit after costs, $11,495 minus $1,600 was $9,895. That was my profit after costs. So to have a friend, you have to be a friend first. Now, to give you an example of how crazy this went, I had a whole bunch of champions thought, hey, never thought about the custom design jewelry niche. So they decided to just out of the whim, out of watching what I've just shared with you, go into the jewelry market, right? Jasper Brown, 10 clients at $6,000 a month, right? 10 clients, $6,000 a month, $600,000 in the jewelry market in the first 3-4 months that he did this strategy. Jeff Tormey got a $90,000 SEO client. In fact, he ended up with 13 clients in the jewelry industry. His average sale was $3,000 to $5,000 a month, but he ended up with a client that was paying $8,000 a month on SEO. He sold SEO, not AdWords, SEO for this market, right? That just shows you how lucrative this market can be, right? Remember, 23,000 people show up to Las Vegas in the show. That's a lot of people in this business. Jewelry business is big business. Luxury, right now, the jewelry business at a luxury level, going through the roof. People with money still spending money, right? At the lower end of the market, no, not going through the roof, right? But at the high end of the market, it's working. So somebody just asked a question. Sam said, I'm inspired, right? Anybody can do this. I was just on a call with one of our champions, and he basically said, hey, John, I took this script, this very thing you did, and literally got on the phone. I spoke to literally 6 people within an hour doing exactly what you just did. Right? He says it was so simple, and they were so happy to share, gave the figures, did exactly what you did, right? So I know this works, but remember the first question was go and make some money in an hour, right? And this is what's possible when you think it through a little bit. My question was, who could I help? And if I was going to help this business, what would get them the fastest and the best results, right? And so I needed to understand. I literally did a bit of Googling. I spoke to a handful of people. They gave me some more information. When I finally got to speak to Peter, I had enough knowledge to ask the right questions to be able to help him. I kind of just said, hey, look, I know, you're busy, you're not busy. He gave me that time. At the end of that, he said, yep, makes sense to me. I will buy the report, right? I literally sent him the PayPal link, like straight away. Like, here's the link, just hit on the link. You got it? Yep, great. Yep, I'm buying it. Boom. Now I'm going to take a snapshot. I just literally gave him a screenshot of the deposit in PayPal, right? And then he was fine. Right? And then 2 days later, he got his report. I got on the phone and said, hey, this is what we're going to do. Right now, you're spending $30,000. You have no idea what you're getting out of the money. I'm asking you for $8,000 over 3 months, and you're going to get an ROI, because this is what it's going to take to get an ROI, because we're going to follow it all the way through. Right now, I actually ended up selling that client to another agency because I'm not in the AdWords business for the jewelry market. I remember it was a request from a friend of mine, Dane, who said, hey, go and make some money in an hour. This is exactly what I did to go and make money in an hour. If I had nothing available to me, if I didn't have a list, I would go and use the best lists on the planet that are already sitting there on Google. The best list is who's spending money on what I can do. That's the first list that I look for. Who's spending the cash? If they're already doing AdWords, I'll guarantee you most people are doing AdWords poorly. I know enough about AdWords that, in fact, there's a couple of people that I speak to that have done literally, 5,000 audits for ad campaigns or ad management campaigns. Out of 5,000 orders, they tell me literally 80% of campaigns are under-optimized or unoptimized or have no optimization. So if 80% of campaigns have no optimization, how do they maximize the chance of ROI and results? They can't, right? So if I know that for a fact, I can go to the market and say, listen, I don't know if you are or you aren't, but it's worth taking a look. Because if it's not optimized and you're spending money on this type of campaigning, right, then you want to know about it. Because I know with a few tweaks that we've doubled the conversion rates. With a few tweaks, we've increased the traffic by more than 30%. By eliminating some negative keywords, we've more than doubled traffic sometimes, right? So if we could do that by making some of those adjustments, I'm sure you'd want to know about it, right? And they go, yeah, I'd want to know about it. Well, great, let's go and take a peek. Let's open it up and have a look, right? Because especially if they're managing it themselves internally, then I know that they're going to make mistakes. I know they're going to be huge mistakes. Because all they do, if they're managing internally, is to set and forget, right? But here's the thing, the back end is where the real money is, right? Being able to report on the results then enabled us to, then with him, is enabling him to scale the investment. Like if $5,000 a month is going to give you 80, 90 grand, why wouldn't you go and spend 20 grand a month, right? You know, we already spent $20,000 without even thinking about a result. But here now we've got measurable results. So that's why I said we need to run the test to improve the campaign so we actually see the outcomes, improve what we're doing, get a better result. Yeah. So I am happy for those of you who haven't already, go to agencyunleashed.com. We are, because we have Memorial Day, I didn't realize when I first did the sales intensive that we did on Saturday, I completely forgot that was Memorial Day weekend and we were closing the cart tomorrow night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the cart open for another 24 hours. We're going to close it on Wednesday evening at midnight. So for those of you who are scrambling or rushing or feeling like you're going to miss out, you won't miss out. We've had a whole bunch of people jump in to the program. I'm super excited. We are going to be doing a sprint for 60 days. We're going to do a 60-day sprint. This program will go over 6 weeks. One-on-one every day, one-on-one group with me every day. So I'm on a call every day with my champions. You're going to be hanging out with a few of my champions in this program. You're also going to get access to champions training. So once a week I do champions training with my high-end mastermind. You're going to get access to the training that they get, that we do there as part of this. So you're going to have exposure to some pretty amazing people, but also you're going to be in a group of people that are only focused on one thing. The goal is to bring in 6 clients over a 60-day period, 1 client every 10 days. That's the goal. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through the process of what it's going to take collectively as a group. We're running a competition. The competition is going to be based on points of activity. It's not going to be the person who makes the most sales. It's going to be the person who takes the most action with the activities that we set to maximize your opportunity to generate those sales. First prize is a $12,000 6-month entry into my high-level mastermind for consulting champions. So the person who makes the most sale once will get that prize. The person who gets the most points, not the person who makes sales, the person who gets the most points will also get 6 months in consulting champions, $12,000, right? Investment. And that's where you get one-on-one with me, where we go deep on your business, right? Third prize, 3 months in champions, $6,000. Fourth prize, I'm going to give you my top 10 library of business books that I would do, that I reference to grow my agencies. You're going to get that. Fifth prize, same thing. You're going to get access to my library. So there are prizes to be won for being part of the Agency Unleashed program, right? But the goal of this program is that I am there Monday to Friday with you every morning with some champions. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and script out, look at structures, strategies. I'm going to bring in my resource partners who are going to provide you with systems, processes to be able to service and fulfill. We're going to be providing training at that level as well. They're going to be coming in. They're going to be bringing in opportunities for you as well. Some of our resource partners are going to give you deals that you can use to go out to the marketplace, offers to maximize your conversion in the market. So those are the Agency Unleashed program. You're going to get access to some very unique opportunities to go and sell your services to the market. Like I said, the goal is for you to generate 1 client every 10 days, 6 clients in the next 60 days. The average sale that I'm looking at for you is $18,000 to $36,000 plus per client. So that's roughly 100K to 200K or more in business in the next 2 months. If you want to come along and join me in this program and have the opportunity to be part of a group of people that is focused and supportive and encouraging you to hit that outcome, then go to Agency Unleashed, book your seat into that program. You'll get access. We'll be giving you access to a private area. I'm going to give you my pitch decks. We're going to show you how to pitch and propose and get the agreements and contracts signed in agreements. You're going to get access to that process. I'm going to give you some resources, some campaign stuff. I'm even going to give you my best converting appointment funnel. I'm going to show you, I'm literally going to hand over my best converting appointment funnel that my champions use to book appointments for their clients. So you're going to get that in the agencyunleashed.com program. It is 6 weeks. The investment in the program, $985, 3 installments, or you can save $1,000 at $1,955 one time upfront. You can do that. So if you go and check out the page, all the details are there. We've got a whole bunch of people for the intensive jump in. So those who are here, I want to say thank you for jumping into this program. I'm so super excited to have you because I love the idea of accelerating the process of sales, and the Blitz is going to be a lot of fun to do that. Plus, I thought it'd be really cool to get people very focused and very clear. And more importantly, the most important thing is that is to add revenue to your business. So if you haven't gone over, go to agencyunleashed.com, go and check it out. I will close this out. We are going to leave it open, the cart, for one more day, purely because Memorial Day. I apologize. I forgot that Memorial Day was there. So closing the cart out on Tuesday was a little bit too quick for people. So you have an extra day to jump in. I will close the cart. This is not a ploy. We cannot help, remember, I'm doing one-on-ones. I will limit the numbers in this particular group because I want to be able to converse with you. We record every session, by the way, and we put that recording in private, because in the sessions, I'm going to be doing scripting for you. I'm going to help you craft your campaigns. I'm going to help you close deals. We're going to talk about people you're engaging. How do you take them to the next level of an appointment? How do you take them from the appointment to the sale? Right? I'm going to shepherd you into sales. That's part of that training that we're doing on a daily basis. I record that. If you don't show up, you're still going to get the recording, but I encourage you to go to at least 3 of them in a week, because if you do, I know you're going to make sales. I know you're going to convert deals. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions here. Best takeaway or biggest takeaway from what you've just seen. Just type in whatever takeaway you've had from what I've just shared with you. Just so others know. What's the biggest takeaway? Just list out what you've learned. Anybody? Sam says gold. Don't let what you don't know stop you. Yes, good niche. Yeah, it is a good niche, and it's still a good niche. It's a good niche at the luxury end. It's not a good niche at the retail end right now, but it is a good niche at the independent luxury end. Never run a funnel that'll never run traffic to. Absolutely. Exactly out of the box thinking. Yes, a little bit. Yeah. Like it's really funny. Dane talks about green glasses. Green glasses means there's an opportunity everywhere. So when you open your eyes and look for opportunity, you'll start to see lots of opportunity. And there's a ton of opportunity for business. Break the limiting mindset. Absolutely. Right. You'll be amazed. By the way, I'm doing training tomorrow for people who are using high level. I'm going to show you how some of my champions close 5, 10 grand a month deals on high level. That's going to be happening tomorrow. So keep an eye out in the Facebook group. I will post the link to that training. It's happening, I think it's happening tomorrow or Wednesday. It's happening on Wednesday. Yeah, it's happening on Wednesday. So the training will be on Wednesday. Good niche is one that's paying advertising. Yes, look up businesses that are advertising, Google, etc. Ask investigative questions and tend to help them. Yeah. All I'm doing is when I went into this niche, I went with the idea of how can I help you? What is something that's going to hook or grab their attention? And then to be able to do that, I've got to kind of understand where they're coming from and what they're doing. So that's why I had to ask those questions. And I was lucky enough, the managers were kind enough, some of them, that gave me some insights. So when I finally got to Peter, I was loaded. I was armed with great questions. I was armed with the thinking of how they operate. Yeah. So that didn't take me long. By the way, it took me 1 hour, literally 1 hour. I had to report back. Remember? Yeah. 1 hour to do this. Any other questions or any other observations that you've had here? Those of you who will be joining me in Agency Unleashed, keep an eye out. We'll be sending some information out over the next few days and some instructions, but we will be populating that private area for you with some of our resources. So keep an eye out for those as they come along. Thank you for all of those that are jumping in. The training on Wednesday is how to use lead management software high level, but more importantly, how to close deals. So if you're doing lead generation, how do you marry that up with lead management? Because that's where the real rubber hits the road. And that's where the true value is. And then how you can actually sell that for high 5, high 6 figures. For you, Chris, it just might be a bright and shiny object. For those, there's a lot of people here a lot of my champions do lead management as part of their lead generation strategy. As soon as they plug in lead management, their conversion rates go through the roof, right? Because it makes sense. It's a direct ROI thing. Client doesn't question it. Also makes it very sticky. So I'm going to talk about how people are selling this at a much, part of the pun, high level at a high level. If you haven't already, go to agencyunleashed.com. Like I said, I will close the cart. Jump on in. I'm making it as easy as possible. Let me tell you, one client will more than pay for this program, but you will have a process you'll be able to replicate and scale and build very, very quickly. Some of the stuff I've been sharing today, we're going to be breaking some of that down, making it easy for you. Thank you. I'll be joining hopefully on this intake. Sam, I am not going to open the doors to this strategy again. I'm not saying that just to say it. If you're not going to jump in, then it will be gone. This opportunity will be gone for those who are not jumping. Monique, thank you. I know I saw you. You jumped in this morning. I really appreciate that, and thank you for being there. But yeah, you want to jump in on this program because literally what I'm doing has never been done before. What I'm sharing in this program has never been done before. If you want to accelerate the process of generating clients, I am going to walk you through how to do that very effectively. Okay, we're going to try and get as many clients as possible in that period. So if you're considering this, and this is an opportunity for you to get to work with me as well. For those people who've been interested in working with me, this is the lowest entry point that you're ever going to get to ever have a chance of having direct access to me. Bright and shiny object might be lead management for you, right? I'm just saying sometimes thanks, Sam, I appreciate that. Yep. You just need one client. One client more than covers the cost of this. This is insignificant. $9.85 to get in to this. $9.85 a month, or one time save $1,000, $19.55. So you can save $1,000. $2,000 to do all that training for 6 weeks with me. To work, to have access to some of our champions, to have access with resource partners who are going to provide resources that they don't provide to the general population in the market. One of our resource partners manages $3 million in funds a month just in AdWords ad campaigns. That's the type of resource partner I'm talking about. People that can give you case study results, those sorts of things, so you can convert better. That's the sort of stuff I'm talking about in this in the Agency Unleashed program. I'm super chomping at the bit to run out there and get this working in the market. So to me, I just love the idea of people just getting out there and making some sales for themselves. So I want to try and help as many people as possible. So as I said, we will be capping this out. We will close the cart on Wednesday evening, Pacific Standard Time at midnight. It will close. So you've still got time to jump in for those who want to jump in. With that, I want to say, so I'm putting the kettle on. Go to work right now. It'll be midnight tomorrow night. Yeah, midnight. So I'm giving you an extra night. It's a software program, Chris. Just go to Sell Go Sell and you can check it out, Chris. sellgosell.com. You can get a 14-day trial for free. UK time, buddy. Every day will be PST. Every day will be 2 p.m. PST, Monday to Friday, and every session will be recorded. Every session. I would highly encourage you to get to at least 3 sessions a week. And plus, you're going to get access to one live session with my champions. We do live training with champions, so that's going to be cool too. And we're going to do some extra. There are the bonus sessions with our resource partners. They're going to come in and do some training and share how to maximize your opportunity to get results to your clients. This training is outstanding and unheard of. Nobody's doing this. Nobody. There's a lot of people out there who are selling a whole bunch of stuff. Nobody's doing what I'm doing in Agency Unleashed. No one. All right. Thank you, everybody. I look forward to seeing you on our next training tomorrow morning. It's going to be 8 a.m. Australian Standard Time, 3 p.m. PST every day, as I do this every day, from Monday to Friday, for work for this Clarity and Focus session. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you in the Agency Unleashed program. Make sure you go over to agencyunleashed.com and check it out. Jump on in. I'm looking forward to working with you. Thank you. Somebody just jumped on. I saw that. Thank you for doing that. So take care, everybody. Have a great day.